Welcome, foolish mortals, to Count Gauntly's Horrors from the Public Domain. I am your host, Count Simon Gauntly, and each episode I'll be leading you on a journey through the history of film. Specifically, we'll be exploring that eldritch abyss known as the public domain. These are films forgotten by time or abandoned by their creators. The strange, the horrifying, the poorly and cheaply produced. All of these are the purviews of the public domain. So what are we waiting for? Come, join me in my crypt. It's bigger on the inside. Come, join me.
There lived a man so long ago, Count Gauntly was his name. His horror host abilities had brought him wide acclaim. The people flocked from miles around each Gauntly movie night, not knowing that the films he showed infringed on copyright. Upon discovering this fact and learning it was true, an angry mob of lawyers formed with pitchforks, torches too. They tracked the Count and sought to stop his movie hosting ways, and torches blazing put an end to Gauntly's earthly days. But our man was too resilient to let death be the last word. He sat up upon his slab and vowed he must be heard. So he stocked his tomb with gadgets from the local studio, intent on showing movies on an awesome TV show. But he had to find a legal way, so Gauntly racked his brain. 'Twas then he learned of something called the public domain. Now here he is, the time has come, his dreams are coming true. Count Gauntly's here to share a film in hopes that you won't sue.
So, you want a break?
All right, I will give it a shot.
Wait, who's that? Oh, okay. Oh,
All right.
Ooh,
Okay.
I'm solid.
Yeah, solid. Oh, hello, and welcome to Count Gauntly's Horrors from the Public Domain. We're just experiencing some recreation here in the crypt.
oh, nice.
Thank you very much. I'm solids. Don't
Nice.
forget.
All right. Well, then you're one ahead, maybe two ahead, but who's counting? And yeah, you know, it's in the aftermath of the holiday season. We're just kicking back here, just fully lounging out, and you know, just going with the flow, seeing what life brings our way down here, the detritus that makes its way down into Subterranea, just really embracing our sedentary, bottom-feeding lifestyle.
I don't know about that, man. It's a little old. It gets a little old, especially after the holidays, you know? I mean, we should start this year off right. You ever heard of a resolution? You know? I think we should get some blood flowing, because, I mean, what little blood we have left, we might as well get that pumping. That's what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
Come on.
We're not getting any younger. Why not?
What do you propose? What are we gonna?
Well, I've got this exercise routine that I think might just work out for you guys. Like, give me a try. Give it a try. Let's all get up on our feet.
Lead us through.
Come on, Blizzard Wizard. Trust me, it'll be fun. All right, so first,
Let's get this.
oh yeah, get that abomination out of the way. All right, so what we're gonna do. First off, we have the beginning move. All right, so you ever watch boxing? You know when they go like with like the boxing bag. So we're gonna do a little bit of the boxing bag. All right.
Okay.
And then we gotta strike a pose. You gotta put your foot down, and then you go. How do you do it again?
Oh, the video that I saw. Yes. So it's you bring your arms up and then your knee.
Yes.
And then back down several times. Something like that.
Yes. All right. So. Okay, guys, let's all do it at the same time. We gotta be in sync, okay? So 1, 2, 3, boxing, and then we're reaching and we're kicking, and we're reaching and we're kicking. Good guys, this is great.
This is exhausting.
Reaching, kicking, yeah, just breathe through it. Oh, golly, are you okay?
Oh, I gotta shake those cobwebs out of my lungs.
True.
let's slow it down. This is getting a little bit intense for me.
Oh, come on, guys.
Oh, got anything else? Any other moves? We were lifting, we were kicking, pushing.
No, that's all
Maybe
I got.
we could yank something, I don't know.
Just do that for like a year, and that's fine, right?
A year?
It's pretty hard.
I don't think I could do that for a year. I've got many governor duties that require me to go back and forth.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we're feeling it, though. We are on board with the idea of physical activity, I think.
Okay.
Getting the blood flowing, pumping. I love blood. Love
Same.
blood.
Same.
But maybe something different. Maybe any ideas? Anybody?
Something more cooperative.
Cooperative?
We could play. You feel me? We just play.
Play
That's
some-
the best way is to play with the
Play.
ball.
Play.
Okay. I saw this in a movie once.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Wait, what are the rules of this? I'm
You just
very
catch.
Here,
Oh.
you just catch it. That's
okay.
all you
We'll,
gotta do.
we'll try that again.
Yeah, we'll try that again.
This is why I need more training.
Wow, and we're getting good practice here. I can feel our bodily systems growing strong.
Whoa!
We're becoming professional
nice catch. Oh.
athletes.
Oh, dear.
If not now, then soon.
This is pretty fun. I like
And-
playing.
Yeah.
Tommy! Come on, supper's ready. Gee, Ma, we want to finish the game. Well, you can go out again later. It'll be dark then. Well, come in.
Deep in the heart of every American boy is the feeling that he needs a lot more time for play. But still is his need for more answers to play. For in most cities throughout the United States today, playgrounds are woefully lacking, and youngsters are forced to seek amusement in the city streets. In the smaller communities, although space is usually plentiful, it is seldom equipped for recreation, and children congregating in the roadways are constantly exposed to danger. In spite of careful driving, the inevitable happens. In a single year in the U.S., as many as 800 boys and girls have been killed, and more than 50,000 injured in street accidents. Even in localities where parks and playgrounds have been established, there are still far too few facilities to meet the demand, and players often find it necessary to waste many hours just waiting for their turn on the courts. But after a time, patience wears thin, and the young may soon settle for other places of amusement and other kinds of fun. On their own and away from all supervision, they may quickly acquire the free and easy habits which all too often lead to delinquency. Instead of the team spirit of the playing field, they may develop the marauding habits of the underworld. It is only a short step to outright crime. That thousands of teenage boys and girls run afoul of the law each year is conclusive evidence that the community recreational problem is still far from solved. Though recreation alone will not prevent delinquency, it does help to maintain the moral and physical health of the community. During World War II, some 3.5 million young men who might have been healthier and stronger had they been provided with adequate recreation areas in their childhood were rejected as unfit for service in the armed forces. Even more disastrous than physical deterioration is the alarming increase in mental illness among all age groups. In the U.S. today, 1 person out of every 20 must undergo treatment in a mental institution, many of them at the taxpayer's expense. Today, public-spirited groups of every kind are zealously working to make up for the omissions of the past by promoting and even helping to finance more and better playgrounds. And throughout the country, progressive municipalities are coming to realize that recreation is an essential part of community life, ranking in importance with public health and education. Civic leaders and elected officials of cities and towns of every size are today reappraising the outdoor recreational needs of their people, and in many cases are taking the necessary action to meet them. But though some progress is being made, the job ahead is still a big one. Of the more than 16,000 U.S. municipalities, only a scant 2,500 have organized recreation services. And though playgrounds require trained leaders, just as schools need qualified teachers, only 1/8 of the nation's recreational workers are employed full-time the year round. It is the recreation workers' job to teach youngsters how to play according to the rules of the game and to encourage them in the ways of good sportsmanship. The chance to play is essential to the well-being of all, regardless of age. For most people, young or old, no form of recreation has greater appeal than a relaxing swim on a summer afternoon. And today they are able to enjoy the luxury of modern, up-to-date pools if they are fortunate enough to live in a progressive community. But the facilities of the community play areas must be diversified to accommodate the preferences of all, and they must be made available at the least possible cost. If the place and the equipment for play are conveniently at hand, even the less popular sports will attract people who never before thought of taking part in them. Recreation is particularly important for whom inactivity can well mean a drab and lonely existence. Today, thanks to the advancements of medical science, men and women in the autumn of life enjoy better health and can expect to live longer than those of past generations. With more than 11% of the U.S. population already over 60 years of age, progressive community planners are becoming increasingly aware of the special recreational needs of the aging. Growing at a rate greater than that for any other age group, are recreational opportunities enabling grandma and grandpa to have a good time, while keeping themselves physically fit and mentally alert. Critical though the recreational problem is for all other groups among the U.S. population, it is particularly acute for the great mass of people who cannot play during the daytime, the nation's many millions of working men and women. For very few job holders are able to take advantage of the facilities which most recreation centers offer. many courts and playing fields may be available, they are too often used for only part of the day and are closed as evening approaches. After nightfall, the community recreational problem becomes more acute. Deprived of playgrounds that can give them wholesome amusement, teenagers inevitably find that they have nothing better to do than to pass their evenings loafing on the street corners. And sooner or later in their search for diversion, they are likely to drift into the same pattern of nighttime existence as that followed by so many of the older members of the community. For the lack of suitable outdoor recreation areas affects everyone, regardless of age. Recognizing the urgent need for adequate day and night recreational facilities, alert civic leaders are working toward a solution to their problem. And although such leaders all approve of a progressive program in principle, there are many considerations involved.
Architects have completed plans for Memorial Park and have submitted this model for our approval. In designing it, they've had the advice of recreation experts and of the equipment manufacturers. As you can see, it provides facilities for many different kinds of sports, daytime and nighttime as well. There are courts for tennis, a swimming pool, and a...
It looks fine, Steve, but you know good and well that a recreation center like that will cost us more than this town can afford.
No, George, you're wrong. In terms of community living alone, this park will be worth many times our investment in it. Of course, in dollars and cents, it's a sound proposition, too. By charging admission and rental fees on certain occasions, we can help meet the operating costs of the park. We don't have to build it all at once. Just part of it now and part of it later on, and gradually we'll get it all. In the meantime, the park will help to increase the value of the neighboring real estate.
What's the need for all this floodlighting, Steve?
Well, Paul, you've got to remember that nighttime is the only time during the week that many folks can play. Studies made in 12 communities, about the same size as ours, show that courts and ball fields get at least 25% more use with floodlighting installed.
Through floodlighting, nighttime recreation is made possible, not only for those who like to participate in sports, but also for those who like to watch. A fact which big league baseball clubs like the Brooklyn Dodgers have long recognized profitably. Today, more than 1/3 of the major league games throughout the country are played at night, under lights, accounting for almost 40% of the more than 20 million tickets sold each year. But far more important than gate receipts are the dividends outdoor recreation pays in health, happiness, and increased efficiency. Many large industrial companies realize that no matter what his job, the American worker who has a chance to play in his off hours will invariably do a better job. Progressive companies today not only encourage their employees to take part in recreational activities, but often cooperate in providing and maintaining floodlighted playing fields for their use. Several nights each week, the employees turn out to watch games involving company teams, and the building of team spirit inevitably helps to develop a better company spirit. In some sections of the country, where summer temperatures soar to unbearable heights during the day, nighttime is playtime. Playing facilities of all kinds, though virtually deserted during the heat of the day, receive maximum use at night. Today, despite the acknowledged role of recreation in building health, and despite the fact that most people can play only in the evening after work, less than 18% of the nation's 50,000 outdoor municipal facilities are illuminated for nighttime use. Though such public facilities are greatly needed for each age group, there is a particular need for centers which can be enjoyed by all ages at all hours. In the larger cities, where space is at a premium, one solution to this problem lies in the multiple-use outdoor play area. Wherever facilities of this kind have been established, they have helped to prevent juvenile delinquency. And the same hard surface area that is floodlighted for nighttime recreation is also marked off for many different types of daytime games. Autumn, winter, and early spring, when the days are short and the hours of darkness long, floodlighting assumes an indispensable role in the enjoyment of outdoor sports. In recent years, spectator sports events have been held more and more during the evening hours. For most people find that it is already dark when their day's work is done, and that of the 40 hours they have available for recreation throughout the week, more than half are in the evening. For the entire community, recreation is a year-round necessity, fully as important in winter as in the milder seasons of the year. No matter how crisp the weather, invigorating fun in the great outdoors contributes greatly to healthy, happy living. In winter, more than in any other season, children find that after school, there is very little daytime left for play in the open air. Recreation can serve no better purpose in the life of a community than in helping to keep the American family together as a unit. After going their separate ways during the day, father, mother, and children can share their evenings together in healthful outdoor play. And for Dad especially, nighttime recreation provides a welcome opportunity for comradeship with his children. But very few families are fortunate enough to have within easy reach of home the outdoor sports centers they need to enable all members of the household to get out together. For even in the most progressive communities, there are still not enough nighttime recreational facilities available. Today, Americans of every age are in need of more and better places to play. Greater opportunities for enjoying recreation out of doors day and night, season after season. And it is up to America's citizens to take the action necessary for sweeping improvement on the recreational front. To decide whether the youth of the nation will go astray or grow up in wholesome surroundings. Whether the aging will wither away or enjoy to the full their remaining years. Whether children will live dangerously in the street or safely on the playground. Whether the members of the family will be forced to seek amusement individually or have a chance to play together. The problem of recreation in America must be solved not by any single group alone, but through the active participation of every citizen in the land.
Okay, so I'm thinking we've got the hang of this.
Yeah. It's playing, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's like
It's starting.
it is playing. It's physical activity.
But is this really how we want to start out the new year? I mean, this is kind of just passing the time for the sake of passing time.
It's not really what I had in mind, honestly.
Yeah, it really brings home the fact that we are spending an eternity underground.
It's kind of boring when we just have it like all by ourselves, you know.
What else do you think we might try?
Well, you know, thinking about my youth, I think there was a lot of drive that came from competing against one another. I come from a family where I had 9 brothers and sisters, and when I think about it, the only reason I came to be the governor that I turned out to be was because I had them competing against me for all the favoritism and all the love of our parents.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, if there's any way to live, it's for the spirit of competition, the drive of getting better, the thrill of being better than someone. And boy, am I better than all of my brothers and sisters. But I got to admit, I think that's something that we could really derive some pleasure from. Where we can find opponents, I'm not really sure, but
Opponents.
there must be someone who we can, test our skills against.
Who are they?
Come on, lads.
That's unusual.
We travel the dimensions, seizing all we see. And it's because we are such expert sportsmen that we are able to do this. Yes, we have come to challenge you to a sporting round of sports. And if we win the majority of those sports, we shall take your crypt by divine right of fisticuffs and fellowship and evil, which is what we all very clearly are. So what say you?
Competition, huh? Well, all right.
Well,
What do you think, Gauntly?
Well, those are some pretty serious stakes they're laying down.
I honestly cannot take what they've said lying down. This is an outrage.
Yeah, it's very, very sinister. Like I said, high stakes. But what were we looking for after all? It was competition. A team of rivals to face us, to provide that drive, and darn it, we're gonna take them on. I think we gotta lay things out. We gotta just put it all out there and slam down.
Slam dunk.
Down, slam dunk. This is on. We're doing this.
slam.
This is going to be the battle of a century. I think
Fairy tale
so.
freak down.
So I'm very much in the spirit of this. But in case you're not on board yet, you're going to watch the thrilling competition of the 1936 National Soapbox Race Championships. You heard me.
Friendly competition, a desire to win, enthusiasm that knows no bounds. That's the spirit of young America. From coast to coast, in everything from sandlots to stadiums, you'll find red-blooded American boys full of that old grit and determination that makes winners and champions. And when the shouting and the laughter of the sandlot grows dim, there's a reason. It's because the great American boy is hard at work, inventing, creating, building something. The energy that is forever behind both the competitive sports of youth and the desire to build and create new things is the energy that develops industrious, dependable citizens of tomorrow. Every spring, in thousands of attics, garages, and basements throughout the country, thousands of young Americans set to work, building their entries for the All-American Soapbox Derby. The All-American is the greatest amateur sporting event in the world because it combines both the ingenuity and creative spirit of young America with the natural racing and sporting instincts of boys of all ages. Every boy, everywhere, between the ages of 9 and 15 is eligible for this great race. Sponsored jointly by the leading newspapers and America's leading manufacturer of automobiles, local derbies are run in 116 different cities throughout the country. Each of these local champs is already the proud possessor of the M.E. Coyle Trophy. The place? Akron, Ohio. The time? The morning of August 16th. The excitement? The 1936 All-American and International Soapbox Derby Finals. Today, Akron is a city filled to overflowing with a big welcome for the thousands who have come from every state in the Union to witness the big event. For the racers, first comes registration and entry blanks, then sweaters, shirts, and all the other official regalia. Thousands of spectators are milling about the champions' cars, getting a good close-up look. Every one of these cars represents many long, hard hours of thought and building. In every one can be seen the inventive and creative ingenuity of our American boys. Each entry gets his car weighed in, and an official sticker shows that the car has been checked by the technical committee and complies with all the rules. The medals and trophy awards and other prizes, too, share the limelight. There are 249 of them in all. And here are 116 All-American boys that have won their local derbies and have come to Akron to compete for the coveted title, All-American Soapbox Derby Champion for 1936. A few of the champions are taking time out for a sightseeing tour of the city, but most of them are going direct to the excited to think of anything but the big race. The thousands of spectators begin to fill the grandstand and line the sides of Soapbox Derby downs. No racetrack in the world is more colorful than this, and yet it's just for boys, all-American boys. At the top of the hill are the racing pits, where the cars are given the final going over for the big race. Here they are, all set for the first heat. There will be 39 heats run off first, then the winners of these will be grouped and eliminated until only 5 boys are left. The technical committee stands ready on the bridge. Here they go. Look at those cars travel. It's going to be close. Here's the finish. What a race, but that's only the beginning. From now on, they're going to follow one ride after the other. Maybe you'd like a ride down the track. All right, let's go. Hey, looks like we got off that one just in time. Guess we'd better stick to the sidelines. Here are Graham McNamee and Tom Manning getting ready to broadcast over a great nationwide hookup. And millions of people all over the country are listening. Behind the roar of the crowd is the clickety-clack of the typewriters and telegraph keys. Stories of the race flashing over the wires. Pictures, too, both for the newspapers and newsreels. Harry Hartz and Wild Bill Cummings, famous race drivers, officiate at the finish line. Here goes another heat. Look at the body English on that start, but then everything's fair as long as he doesn't get off and push. 3 boys straining with every muscle, living in 1 minute the climax to all the hopes and ambitions of months of preparation. What a story there is behind every boy and his racer. And now the last preliminary heats are over. Only 5 boys remain to fight it out for the coveted honor of being hailed the new champion. Onto the truck they go for the trip back up the hill. Away go the first 3. Herbert makes Minch of St. Louis is the winner. And back at the starting point, the other two boys get underway. Harold Hansen of White Plains, New York is the other winner. Back at the starting line, Herbert and Harold are ready for the flag. One will be the new All-American Soapbox Derby champion. There they go. A new national champion, Herbert Minch of St. Louis, crosses the line, the winner. But Herbert can't rest on his laurels as yet. Now both boys go back to the top of the hill and get set for the international race. Racing against the champion from over the ocean, Norman Newman of South Africa. They're off. Herbert Minch is first, Harold Hansen second, Norman Newman of Pretoria, South Africa third. Mr. M.E. Coyle presents the first place trophy to the international champion while the other boys look on. As a fitting climax to a great day, there comes the big banquet and awarding of prizes. Here, every boy's a winner. For every driver in the All-American race gets his racing diploma, and among other prizes, a beautiful wristwatch with the Derby emblem embossed on the dial, a constant reminder of this great day in Akron. But the high spot of the banquet is the awarding of the prizes, medals, and trophies to the All-American and international winners.
And to you, Herbert Minch, Jr. of St. Louis, it is my pleasure to present to you the first award in the All-American Soapbox Derby, a 4-year scholarship in any state university that you might select. And now to Harold Hansen of White Plains, New York. Harold, I have a letter here which entitles you to get your new car as second prize in the All-American Soapbox Derby. Thank you very much.
Harold Hansen also receives the second place trophy for the international race.
And to you, Robert Richards of Lima, Ohio, as a third award in the All-American Soapbox Derby, I hand you here a letter in which it entitles you to take, or to receive, rather, a standard coach of any color or description.
John Tabor of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, is awarded the Charles F. Kettering Trophy for the best design car. Norman Newman from Pretoria, South Africa, who traveled over 8,000 miles for just this one race, receives the third place trophy for the international event. But even now, the other boys are working out plans for that 1937 entry. Perhaps a complete change in design, maybe more complete streamlining, or any of many other things a boy's mind can develop. It's a problem, all right, but all American boys, these boys of ours, are just the boys to solve it. The American boy will be hard at work from now until the starting gun is fired in 37. And he'll be in there fighting for all he's worth, fighting with that same old spirit that is building the Americans of tomorrow.
Our first event shall be the 8-legged race. Or maybe it's 4. I don't know who's counting, but 8 seems more spidery.
Oh.
And so, we will demonstrate our expert teamwork by traversing the stage in the direction that our teammate on that side over there, our Thelonious, is facing.
Evil Thelonious.
And so here we go, evil team. Let's go.
Left.
Right. Yes, we are.
Yes.
Because we are very teamwork oriented. Here we go, winning the game. Yes. Continue. Let's go.
Which way?
We've done it. We win.
did it.
Hooray.
Yeah.
We are very good at this game.
I love myself.
Yes.
Well, okay, let's give it a go, gents. I don't know if we're equipped for this, but we'll try.
Teamwork, right?
Oh, goodness! Here we go! This was perhaps not our event.
Oh, jeez, guys.
Oh, goodness.
We should have done more calisthenics.
Oh, the crypt is at stake. No.
This
Why
is
did we
far
take this
from
deal?
cool.
We gotta work on this, guys, before the next event.
Golly. Gee willikers.
All right, you evil swines. This is the walk-a-do board. You lift the board in one way, and then you lift the other side. So, come on and do it real good for the evil me. Okay, stroke your beards, and 1, 2, 3s, right.
Wait,
and the left, and then the right. Come on, just count. Oh, you're so bad.
No, but...
Are
you speaking? What's the goal?
This is terrible. You're giving up already. Oh my God!
This is like the same activity, and yet it's not working out for us because we're not.
You call yourselves evil?
Look at them. Now we'll have to do better the next time, I suppose. But this is just unbearable. It's awful.
On to the next competition.
Hi. Okay, we got to do better this time, guys.
Yeah, we practiced this one. This is going to be good.
I think we can do it.
Yeah,
we can
I have a
demonstrate.
good feeling about this one.
All right, Thelonious, count us off.
All right, get ready. 1, 2, 3, right. 1, 2, 3, left. 1, 2, 3, right.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, left.
Teamwork.
I think we got to let's speed up a little
1, 2, 3,
bit.
right. Faster, guys. 1, 2, 3, left.
Woo!
1, 2, 3, right. 1, 2, 3, left. 1, 2, 3, right. 1, 2, 3, left. 1, 2, 3, right. 1, 2, 3, left. Right. Woo! Left. Right. You've got it. Keep going.
Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme.
We'll do the boardwalk.
Time.
We'll do the boardwalk.
We'll do the boardwalk.
We'll do the boardwalk.
We'll do the boardwalk. We'll do the boardwalk.
We'll do the boardwalk.
Yeah! You did it! All right.
Fantastic.
All right. Good stuff, guys. Left him in the dust.
In the dust.
Okay, so it's been a serious competition so far. It's 1-1. It's tied up, and very, very high stakes because this will determine who is the victor. And our final event is going to be head lacrosse. Classic crypt sport with a great old heritage and a history. And we've certainly practiced. I don't know about these fellows.
Bring it on.
You might be surprised.
Start us off.
Here comes the head. And so we're going to make sure it changes hands. And get it in there. Yes, there we go. And dipping down. Bring it back. We don't care about how the bounce goes. Yes. Okay. So get it back into play. We just need a couple more points to bring it home. And whoa! Oh, no! Yes! What do we do? This is coming down to the wire. For everyone knows that head lacrosse is decided by the first to 3 points. It's a rather short game. But not everything is about the long haul.
Get him through.
We've done it. This dimension's Gauntly Crypt is ours.
What are we gonna do? Our home. We took our home. It's going to be all right. I know this is very painful, and we did everything that we could, but you can't win them all, Frick Slice. But the most important thing is that we maintain our manners, and really think about what the teamwork that we've developed from all this. I mean, after all, it's more about sportsmanship than anything else. And what we have proven right now is that we have good sportsmanship. So let's think about that and try to figure out what we'll do next.
Games can be a lot of fun, can't they? We all like to play games and to win. We all like to watch games. There's good sportsmanship. You know what that means? Watch Joe. See whether he's a good sport. Watch him get away from his guard. There he goes. Whoops, out of bounds. That's how the referee calls it, out of bounds. Joe doesn't think he stepped out of bounds. He's sure he didn't. But the referee called it. Now, wait a minute. What would a good sport do now? What would you do? Argue and refuse to give up the ball? Finally give up the ball, but make a big fuss about it? Let's hope you'd think of the first rule of good sportsmanship. Play fair. Joe does play fair. He accepts the referee's ruling. Then everyone can have more fun. Now the other team takes over. And Bill has the ball. Shall he try to shoot from so far away? Uh-oh, Bill sees a teammate. Unguarded, he could make a basket easily. But if Bill could make it himself, what would a good sport do? What would you do? Play just for yourself? Try to be the star? Let's hope you'd remember good sportsmanship. Then you'd play your best for the team. Bill does play his best for the team. It wouldn't be much of a game if everyone played for himself. And look, 2 points for the team. Now, what's the score? Oh, that last basket puts Bill's team ahead. Good sportsmanship paid. And the crowd likes it. Now, Bill's team will want to play extra hard to protect that lead. And the time's growing short, so Joe's team must hurry to... Oh, that's the way, Joe! Well, try again. Too bad. And now Bill's team gets the ball. There goes another chance to score. Oh, the time's up. End of the game. Bill's team won. It's been fun watching the game, even for those who wanted Joe's team to win. As you might expect, Bill and his team are glad they won. And of course, Joe and his team are sad about losing. It'd be easy for them to be angry. But wait a minute. What would a good sport do? What would you do? Be angry and act up just because you've lost the game? Let's hope you'd remember good sportsmanship. Take the results well, no matter whether you win or lose. Joe does take the results well. After all, he enjoyed playing and he played his best. There's always a winner and a loser. Both should enjoy the game. Joe congratulates Bill for winning. And Bill mentions how close Joe came to tying the score again. And he thinks Joe is a good sport. Next time, Bill would like to be on the same team as Joe. So the winner and the loser are both good sports and good friends. Let's remember how to be a good sport. Play fair, play your best for the team, and take the results well. Where else is good sportsmanship important? Well, Bill wants to read a special reference book Mr. Howard brought for the class. There's a list right here of those who want to read it. Wow! Bill will have to wait quite a while for that book. Joe must have the book now. And what's more, it looks as if he's finished with it. Well, maybe Joe would let his friend Bill have the book right now ahead of the others. But wait a minute. What would a good sport do? What would you do? Give the book to your special friend and make everyone else wait? No, a good sport would play fair by obeying the rules. The others who signed up should have their turns. And Bill's a good enough sport to agree. But Joe can do something for his friend. He'll let Bill study his notes on the special reading. And Bill surely appreciates that. So, by playing fair, and by doing something extra for his friend, Joe shows how good a sport he is. And everyone likes him for that. Everybody likes a good sport. Good sportsmanship is important on the street, too. Joe and Marianne are close friends, and Bill is a friend of both of them. So the three of them like to go home from school together. But it isn't easy to ride a bike as slowly as people walk. And while Bill wants to stay with his friends, he'd also like to keep on riding. But wait a minute. What would a good sport do? What would you do? Ride in circles, showing off, try to ride alongside them and crowd them? Bill is a good sport on the street. He tries to be considerate and think of what's best for the group. And that's rather like doing your best for the team. Everyone can have more fun when we practice good sportsmanship. When Bill arrived home, he found still another place where good sportsmanship counts. He found that it's important to be a good sport at home when... But let's see what happened. Well, at least Bill's not hurt. But what about the doll he stepped on? Oh, Ruthie's new doll. And just look at Bill's watch. But what about the doll? Bill thinks Ruth shouldn't have left the doll lying there. He thinks it's all her fault. In fact, Bill has a good mind to... But wait a minute. What would a good sport do? What would you do? Be nasty, even though you'd be ashamed of yourself for it later? Bill wants to be a good sport. This is something like losing a game. It's too late to change it. So take the results well. You'll feel better if you do. Ruth has to be a good sport, too. She could blame Bill for not looking where he stepped, but it's more pleasant just to take what happens. Be a good sport. You can be proud of yourself, too. So remember, whether you're at home, or on the street, or in school, or playing a game, be a good sport. Play fair. Play your best for the team or the group. Take the results well. These are the fundamentals of good sportsmanship. But good sportsmanship is more than just that. Good sportsmanship is found in your attitudes, in the way you do things, in the smile you wear. And remember, if you're a good sport, everyone can enjoy the game better. Everyone will like you better. And what's most important, you'll feel better about yourself. Are you a good sport?
Well, you know, you're not the only ones who can show good sportsmanship, because we saw that film and it taught even evil us about it.
Oui.
And we feel it now. And so we say that you keep your crypt. You've been excellent athletes and fine adversaries. And so come on to our neck of the woods, our dimension next time around, and join us in another bout of competition. Well, I guess we've all learned something today. I hope you have too at home. And as always, we start off by saying, pleasant nightmares. Ah, yes.
Fare thee well.